So what did you think about the article?
It's kind of depressing.
It is, and I think it's kind of stupid though that you have to be 70 before you can get the maximum. When you can retire at 62.
Well, you can starting at 62, but you actually normally like 67. It says, I think.
Oh.
Full retirement age is at 67, so you can get partial out at 62. But if you wait longer, then you get more out.
But still, it's like the max is only.
So the best way to is if you could get it out at age 70.
I see. Okay.
That's when the max benefit.
But like, it's still not a lot for a maximum.
No.
And like, did you know that that Social Security is gonna run out like 2030 something? So we probably won't even see it.
Neither will I then.
So like that's the thing though. It's like, why would I want to be putting money into Social Security if I'm not gonna be getting it out? Because they're gonna run out by the time I'm able to.
Because you would be supporting those who are older.
But couldn't they like create a separate fund or make it optional? So like.
No, because how else would the people support those who are retiring right now?
Well, maybe they could create like a separate fund that's not necessarily like. I mean, obviously, it would kind of stink for the people who have it right now, but like for the future, couldn't they like initiate like a fund where you put something into retirement, but it's just for you and it could be optional? So if you don't want it.
Yeah, well, that's what the 401k and the IRAs are. Those are separate. Like if you want those only for you, then you have to start putting them in right now.
Yeah.
And then you can use that money just for you. So it's not Social Security. Social Security is something very different.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So, but your plan works. But I think both are important.
But if we're not gonna see it, like, what's the point of putting money in?
Because you still have to think of those who need it right now. You're still helping other people.
So after it runs out, like, what about then?
Well, hopefully they'll have figured out a way to keep it going by then.
But we could just stop then and then put it individually, because then you could have more money. You could put in like a 401k or Roth IRA instead.
Okay, but if you do that, then what about the people who need it right now?
Couldn't they have like an additional fund that people can put money into?
People aren't going to want to do that. Do it twice like that. One for them and one for other people.
But, like, what about the people who will need it whenever it runs out and we don't have it?
Well, like I said, hopefully they'll figure out another solution for that. But the important thing is that you contribute to your retirement for your own fund right now as much as you can, starting.
So basically, like a savings account.
No, it's still an investment for your retirement.
So
a 401k or an IRA.
What do you think about like the tax and like when you take it out, like how much is going to be taken out in tax?
I don't know if I really agree with that. I think that's kind of ridiculous.
It's kind of deceptive too, because like if you're getting money out of your paycheck, the government is getting your money out of your paycheck to help you in the future. Like, why should we have to pay taxes?
Yeah, because you're already paying taxes on your income. So you get taxed twice.
Yeah, you've been doing that for.
I know.
Like almost the same amount of time that you've been working. Agree. So you started working at like 15 and you stopped at 17. You've been adding into that for 65 years and paying tax on that income. So like, why should they tax when you take out your Social Security?
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Especially when they created that to benefit you. So.
And a lot of times it doesn't cover what people need it to cover. If they didn't have any retirement, any 401k or any other retirement options, then they're in a lot of trouble because Social Security doesn't cover what they need.
That's really depressing.
It is depressing.
So basically, some people could like rely heavily on that, but if say they get in like this big accident or like their house floods or something like that, right? And they doesn't cover that amount, they're kind of out. They're kind of
They're
stuck.
trouble.
Yeah, because by that point they're probably a little bit too old to start working. They're gonna probably have to rely on their families, and if their families aren't necessarily in the position to help them either.
And if they don't have their house paid off, then that's a big problem.
Is that some things that they use the Social Security for, some people to pay off their house?
Yes. So it's the highest amount it says is $4,873, but that's only for people that make over $160,000.
And then
So if you make less than that, then your amount that you're going to
kind
get
of like
is
the
a lot lower.
lower class, the lower class and like the middle class, like. So that would basically be.
If you make $160,000 or more, then the most you're going to get is $4,873 with Social Security. But
so that means if you make lower than that,
then you're getting lower.
But that won't be enough to really cover anything.
No.
Not with inflation going on right now.
No.
So overall, we thought this article was kind of depressing. And the government needs to find a way to improve this.
Yeah.